Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Zach, aka Keats39, here to break down another NBA slate. This Thursday slate ended up being really weird, as like almost nobody had value. So if you found those few ones like Duncan Robinson that did, they really helped carry over the cash line. Uh, got a pretty decent looking slate coming up for Friday. DK did like a really poor job at pricing players. It's like seemed almost like everyone seemed overpriced today, and it's the exact opposite on Friday where everyone seems underpriced. So I'm gonna guess we get some high scores. Um, Value kind of limited though. So like early on when I was building, it was like the mid tier was like loaded, and that's where it looks like I'm gonna be building mine. But even so, the studs are not priced correctly, so it makes it tougher. All right, so getting into the first game, Toronto versus Brooklyn. Been fading this game a lot because I didn't think it'd be staying close, but the Nets are doing what the Nets seem to always do and just putting up good fights with their young guys. Honestly, I really like targeting this game, so I'm sure this will be the time it ends up blowing out. But starting with Brooklyn, Joe Harris is not projected to, or he is out. Um, doesn't I don't I'm gonna guess that they slide in Kuruks and just switch over, move guys smaller, like with TLC at this 3 instead of the 4. Um, right, they could start Tyler Johnson though, so you never know. Um, so Karis LeVert, I faded him both slates because of the terror of the blowout, and I don't like paying up for guys in blowouts. But he's been chalk and he's been smashing. The Raptors have good one-on-one defenders, so they're taking the strategy of like not. It's like so like early on, the first slate of the bubble, the Orlando Magic were just throwing a million guys at him and really struggled to get anything going. The Raptors are saying we have good defenders. We're gonna leave you one-on-one, and he's getting a lot of shots up, getting a lot of assists. Um, and he's getting a ton of minutes. So I really do like Karis LeVert here. 8,100. He's hit 40 both games. In both games in this series, he did not shoot 5 of 14 and 5 of 22. So like if his shots start going, he does have a massive ceiling. Go Jared Allen. I like him a lot too. Um, so Marcus Gasol is a guy that's a really good defender, but he's really slow. Um, doesn't so that does like Jared Allen's that guy's gonna push up. He's just running pick and roll after pick and roll. So and the slowness, like he really can like just beat you on this pick and roll. And he's a rebounding machine. 41 minutes last game. It's like his price is like really criminal actually because like you look at his scores 45, 35, 40, 45, 48, 29, 48. Like all these games he's getting 35 minutes. He's absolutely, he only didn't have value in one of them. So I'm going to go back to the well here, like 7.1. I definitely have a lot of interest there. Garrett Temple, he's going to start again. And he's walked for like 35 minutes. Maybe Joe Harris, he gets a couple extra. They get priced up, but like he's getting double digit shots. It's just a solid player all around. So he didn't fit my builds, but like if I find a build and he fits in at the small forward, then no issue playing him. TLC, he was pretty chalky last game. I didn't have any. I will have a pretty fair amount tomorrow, so value isn't great. 10 shots, like he's just shooting, or 10-3, sorry, 16 shots. Like he's just getting a lot of looks up. It's kind of scary because he's had 3 fouls or 5 fouls in 3 straight games, but I'm just gonna pretend I didn't see that really. 36 minutes last game. Definitely like TLC a pretty fair amount. Um, Tyler Johnson, I guess if he starts, is worth a GPP look. Um, could get up to like 30 minutes. Um, Nothing like it's not going to do too much, but like if his shot's falling, he will shoot it. So GPP type play there. Kurgs, I don't really have any. If he does start, he's just going to get destroyed by Siakam. Um, yeah, that's it for that side. Like I really the three Karis LeVert, Jared Allen, and TLC. I do have a lot of interest in. Over to Toronto. Um, both VanVleet and Kyle Lowry both going to play 40 minutes. I like them a lot. They both get really high usage. Um, yeah, so saying screw worrying about the blowout there. I'm just going to play him. I don't know which one. I think like I kind of like Kyle Lowry just because VanVleet's been the really good one and he's going to be the higher end one. Like they're very even plays. Both play the same amount of point. Both play the same amount of off ball. Um, like Kyle or VanVleet's a little better passer. Lowry's a better rebounder. Both are gonna get steals. Both gonna shoot. So I definitely have a lot of interest in both of them. And you can even play both of them together. It's not like I don't really think you have to limit yourself to one. Um, Pascal Siakam, I think he's gonna really have a massive game here soon. So tomorrow might be the day I end up playing him. I usually hate playing him, but his price just slowly and slowly starts decreasing. And like he's hit 35 in like four straight. He just hasn't hit more than 38 in those either. So, but each game he's like last game I know, but both the first two games he had like 18 to 20 fantasy points in the first quarter, and then just kind of disappeared and let the guards take over. But yeah, I definitely like them both a lot. OG at the price I don't like as much. How many minutes did he get? So he got 36 minutes. It's fine. Just like last game, he's 6 point. He hit value, but it was on the 2 blocks, 2 steals, which that's what he does. I always hate playing guys that do that though, but like can't knock you if you do. The minutes are awesome. Um, yeah, that's about it for him though. Norman Powell, I have a lot of interest in for GPP for obvious reasons. You look last game, he got 32 minutes smash. Game before that, 17 minutes dud. So it's like if he's scoring, they're gonna get him in the minutes. And like I think I have to check. Let me look at this quick. Marcus saw last game 17 minutes. Ibaka 26. I guess I didn't play too much, so I'm at the 5. But like Norman Powell at the price, it's like you look down here, looking at the values. It's like there's TLC, and then it's just like a bunch of question marks. Like no one that has a ceiling. Like Seth Curry, I guess, has a ceiling. Royce O'Neal, you saw a ceiling last game. Alec Burks, if he plays. Montrez, if he gets minutes. It's like I think he's one of the better punts in this. Not even punt, I guess he just values overall. Um, Marcus I don't have much interest in. So yeah, that's about it for that game. Moving to Utah Denver. So I'm just gonna say this. I'm pretty much putting a big old X on Utah. All their price, and except for I'll have some interest in Conley because he's playing so well and he's priced a little cheaper, and then Royce O'Neal because he's a good solid value that's gonna get minutes. But outside that, I really have no interest in Utah. Mike Conley coming back, so Ingles, Clarkson, and Donovan are all overpriced. Rudy Gobert, I guess Rudy Gobert's in play. I prefer him more in Conley's out because I like to pick and roll with Ingles better. But like I guess he's in play just because he's honestly such a safe floor. But yeah, outside that, don't have any interest in Utah really. Even Denver does bring me some worries because they just have a lot of different weird lineups. Jokic way too cheap. Love him tomorrow. Um, hopefully, I can find a way to fit him in. That's I expect a lot of minutes. They like really need to win this one. I think. Rudy Gobert just, as I said every time on here, just has no chance against him. So definitely like him. Jamal Murray is GPP only. Like we saw last game, he has a low floor for his price, but he also has a really high ceiling when his shots falling. Then wasn't terrible shooting last game. Just I guess that's a good point to bring up. Last game they guarded him with Royce O'Neal, and he had a lot of problem. Even like at halftime when they were doing the interview, Malone said like the only way they're going to get Jamal Murray going is if they find a way to get Royce O'Neal away from him. So it'll be interesting to see with Colin coming back if they stick with that. I'm going to guess they don't. I'm going to guess you're going to see Michael Porter see a lot of Royce O'Neal, which is kind of bleh. But like Mike Conley's a solid defender too. But I'd much rather see Mike Conley on Jamal Murray. It makes me feel a little better about him. But that does bring me to Michael Porter. Like 6.7 is not a good price. Like that's a cheap price for Michael Porter for his ceiling. Um, you saw last game, he really had the three ball gun, 6 threes. Like I just don't see a way they don't play. Like he had a couple rough minutes playing defense, but like he was the best player on the court for Denver last game. I just don't see a way to not really keep him in because his offense is so good. Even if his defense isn't the best, like I just don't see a way that I think you have to play him. But it does make him GPP only because like I see they could run Monte Morris out there and just go a little smaller. They could go Jeremy Grant with Millsap. So a couple different options they could go, but I just don't see how they keep him off the court. Jeremy Grant interesting at 4.5. 27 minutes last game. He probably would have played 30 some if the game stayed close. He's getting good shots up. Don't have too much interest, but like he's probably a safer play than Norman Powell. But I'd rather play Norman Powell. Torrey Craig I think is in play again. He sucked last game for us, but like minutes were there. They need him to stop Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is just absolutely doing whatever he wants to the Denver Nuggets. Like they're gonna have to come up with a game plan, and he'll be a very big part of it. Yeah, that's all from that. Boston Philly. This has been a tough series really because it's been kind of like really defensive and it's really been owned by Boston, which like no surprise that Boston's owned it. Like they're just way superior team without Ben Simmons. Um, Joel Embiid is one of my top studs again. He was awesome last game. Probably goes for 65 plus if the game's close. Stay got 53. Like he'll probably push 40 minutes in a close game, especially down 2-0. Like he's gonna be on the court at all times. So yeah, definitely have a lot of love for Joel tomorrow. Tobias has been weird. He's just like not been very good. Has a high ceiling, even like has a solid floor. Last game he's terrible and still put up 30. But like I don't know. It seems like his usage is just not there. It's been like all Joel and like pick and rolls with him, or not even pick and rolls, like just posts up. So it's gonna be tough for me to play Tobias. I have interest, but Josh Richardson I think is a really nice play at 4.8. Getting a lot, like he's playing a lot of minutes, getting a lot of shots, and he's looked pretty good. And he got a price decrease. It's one of those funky prices. So I definitely think in that range he's one of the top plays. Just especially when he's like playing point guard, and I like a lot when he's playing point guard, bringing the ball up. Shake is in play, just not much interest. Alec Burks like almost DNP. He came in with like 10 minutes left in the second quarter. It was weird. But yeah, it's like you could take a GP shot on him, but I think there's better. Thibault, they started last game to guard Tatum, and Tatum just did whatever he wanted again. Like even though Thibault had success against the first game, it's Jason Tatum's just way too good, even with an elite defender like Thibault. But like in play, he still got 25 minutes, but like he just isn't very active. He's just more focused on defense when he's playing. Over to Boston, I keep fading Jason Tatum, and he just keeps like not missing shots. He's pretty reliant on hitting the three. I had 5 assists last game, which is nice, but it's like I don't know like whenever I pay 9K for someone, I want someone like that's gonna like flirt with triple doubles, and he doesn't really do that because the Celtics just play such good team ball. But can't knock you for playing him. Like 51 DK points in 31 minutes last game. He's gonna play 40 if it get in a close game. He also got in foul trouble. He had 2 fouls in the first 2 minutes last game, and still did what he did. So definitely can't talk anyone out of that one anymore. Jaylen Brown, he's been awesome too. 50 DK points 2 games ago, 31 in only 28 minutes last game. These two are just really, really, really scary backcourt, or not. I guess can't consider them front court. But I don't like paying 7.2 for Jaylen Brown. Um, but just like Tatum, it's like hard for me to argue against it whenever they're playing this well, not missing shots, and yeah, I won't have him especially tomorrow, but like it's like I always prefer like say a Jamal Murray over Jaylen Brown. Doesn't always work that way, but like I'd take the guy that's gonna be very ball dominant over the guy that's like hot or low volume versus high success. Kemba Walker, I have a lot of interest in again. I think he gets a nice increase without Gordon Hayward. Last game only played the 26 minutes, but like 32 DK points, and at that price, it's 5x. I still think there's a ceiling game coming for him really soon. He's just too good to not like. He hasn't shot the three well, and like he's one of those dudes when he gets hot, he just goes nuts from three. So I really do expect one of them games to be coming soon. Hasn't needed to because of Jason Tatum also, as well. Marcus Smart, GPP play, not much interest. So Daniel Tice versus Ennis Kenner is a really interesting one. Tice got a big decrease, so I do have a fair amount of interest in him, even though like Joe is a really tough matchup for him. But Cantor, like for as bad as a defender is, he's like really impressed me with how he's defended Joel Embiid. I don't know the analytics or anything, but like just from watching, it's like he gets crushed by pick and rolls and stuff, but Joel just doesn't do that. He doesn't roll to the rim very fast. So like, and he's big and strong and can like muscle up with Joel as well as anyone I've seen. So yeah, definitely have some interest in both of them because of their price. I probably won't have either of them, but like Ennis Canada got 20 some minutes and he goes for 24 DK. Like that's not a surprise at all. Um, On to the last game. Luka Doncic, it's like I said, I won't fade him anymore. This slate is tough to get him, but it's like he's gonna go for 60 DK, and I'm gonna have to bite my tongue, or yeah, and just get frustrated. But hope that my guys go off. But um, like it's a tough matchup, and he doesn't care. He just does Luka things, does everything, fills the stat sheet. Um, so yeah, definitely a top play tomorrow. Porzingis, I'm still waiting for him. He's gonna have a big game here soon. He has a need to. First game got ejected. Last game, just like they were crushing, so they didn't really need him to. But excuse me. Yeah, like this matchup. I think is awesome for him. Uh, so I definitely see like a 65-point game coming, like a massive one. Tim Hardaway, price down. That's actually a pretty solid price. That's 5x in both games against him. Um, 36 minutes, 37 minutes, 13 shots, 16 shots. You're not going to get much else from him, but it's like he's going to be flirting with 20 real points, honestly, most nights. So, yeah, that's definitely a solid play there. Like, actually, I didn't even see his price. I'd probably prefer him over Jay Rich. I think it's close, though. Finney Smith, solid cash play. He's going to get 30 minutes and just going to see around the 20-minute point thing. It just doesn't have much ceiling. Kleber probably starts again. He's better last game. He's had 4 points, but the 10 rebounds. I think he's in play, especially like definitely prefer him over like the Craigs. Him versus like a Royce O'Neal is a tough decision. That'll probably be like a decision or a slate maker from being a good lineup to a great lineup. Uh, I'll probably take it down to the last minute. Maybe I'll play him just because get a late hammer. Um, Seth Curry still priced down. He's priced a little high though. I hate how he's coming off the bench. Like 26 minutes last game is so not what he deserves. But I'll have some exposure to him. Not as much as I've had lately, but definitely will have some. Over to the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard continues to dominate. Like they have nobody, especially when like they're putting Cleveland on him. They need to put Finney Smith on him. He's the only one that has any chance. But yeah, he's gonna keep going for these 50-point games. He's getting high minutes, rebounding well, scoring well, getting a ton of shots. Yeah, he's underrated play. Like, he's probably not gonna get any ownership because everyone's gonna want Nicola, Joel, or Tatum, or Luca. So I like that GPP play a lot. Paul George got a lot of slander last game for his play. 4 of 17. They really need him to step it up, especially if they want to have title hopes. While I do believe that like the Lakers are not very good, and I think they're way better. They're gonna need him. If they're I think the Rockets are gonna be the toughest out. Like honestly, like I picked the Clippers to win it, but like every game I watch, it's like I start leaning more and more to the Rockets. Like that team's so good. So I put a bet down today for the Rockets to win. But back to the Clippers, or back to Paul George. People keep playing him. He's pretty chalky best slates, but got in foul trouble last one. Could definitely see a big game coming from him. He's getting more like around the 8K mark is where I prefer to play him. He dropped down a little bit. Um, excuse me. Um, Lou Williams, I really love again. He carried me to cashline yesterday, and I'm looking for with no Pat Bev, he's gonna play 30 some minutes. He's gonna get his shots up. Whenever it's literally him, Paul George and Kawhi getting every single shot on the court. So Marcus Morris occasionally, but yeah, I have a lot of interest. I'm probably gonna have a lot of Louisville tomorrow. Marcus Morris has been a beast the last 2 games. I'm still gonna struggle to play him just because of the usage, but I don't know actually. I'll probably have some. Just I don't really like playing him with all the mouths there, but Montrez I think is a very interesting GPP target. 22 minutes. He came in early last game. He's gonna start getting closer, and like yesterday he put 10 free. He got 10 free throws, 4 shot attempts. It's like 10-2. I really could see him getting closer to the 10-10 mark, and like at 4.1, could do a whole lot worse. Lastly, got to mention Reggie Jackson. Let me see his minutes. 26 minutes last game at 3.5. It's like even at the or even at the 27 minutes, it's like tough for me to play him just because he doesn't still. It's gonna be tough for him to get a lot of usage. But on a slate with little value, him versus Torrey Craig, it's like who are you picking? You're obviously picking Reggie Jackson. Problem is, I really like the guards on this slate, so it's going to be tough for me to punt at guard because I'm probably going to try to fit 4 guards in. But we'll see as builds come down to the last minute. Yeah, that's it for this slate. Really looking forward to it. I think it's a really fun slate, especially after this gross one that we just had today with all the nobody hitting value. So yeah, good luck everyone. Look forward to talking to you again.